means it's over. The Russia collusion hoax is finally dead. May it rest in peace. It's been lingering around. That old thing just didn't want to die. It just wanted to hang around. But today, Attorney Barr came out and gave a press conference, and he made it very, 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 very clear. No collusion, no conspiracy, none of that. Now, here, I have a question. If that is the case, if Robert Mueller and his merry band of attorneys could not find any collusion, efforts of collusion, whether it be willfully or unwillfully, by no American, not just anybody in Trump's campaign, but no American, then what is Schiff talking about? What is this evidence that he says exists? What is all of this overwhelming evidence for the last 2.5 years that the Democrats and the liberal media have been pushing? Don't they all owe the president an apology? In fact, don't they all owe us an apology? The whole American population, they should all be groveling and say, we're so sorry. We're sorry that we lied on the president, that we insinuated that he was a Russian agent without any evidence. We're so sorry that we brought on people on our shows to get up there and talk about there's just absolutely no doubt he's a puppet for Putin. He's been compromised. He works for the Russians. You might as well just have Vladimir Putin in the White House. It's unbelievable. I can't believe. Yeah, where are all those people now? And how are they going to put a spin after what Attorney Barr got up there and said? So now here's the next question they're all going to whine about. Well, what about the obstruction of justice? First things first. You want to bypass the fact that there's absolutely no coordination, no collusion, no conspiracy from any American. You want to bypass that when a crime did not even take place and go to the president about collusion. And I'm going to break it down for a second about what Barr said. But here's what really gets me is when I think about how they tried to say things like, well, for this release of the Mueller investigation, we don't want the White House to get a look at it first before the public does. Now, here's what's interesting about that. The president was never under investigation. Of course, that was the real goal and objective of this whole thing anyway. But they knew that they couldn't just honestly say, we're investigating the president with no evidence. We're sitting there trying to look for a crime that doesn't exist. We're sitting here chasing a crime that was made up by some top-level FBI and CIA agents and the DNC. Yeah, they couldn't say that. And without any definitive proof that the president was connected in any way, they could not in good conscience come out and say, we're really investigating the president. So they lied and went under this whole premise of, we're just investigating Russia activity in our elections / the president, but we won't tell everybody that. So now, here's the thing. If that is the case, why wouldn't the president have the right to see the report? If he wasn't under direct investigation, then he should be going, well, I want to know more about the Russians' involvement too. That's what I want to know. So why are the Democrats whining over the executive branch getting to check out the redacted version of it? Now, to the obstruction part, of course, you know what they're going to do now. They're going to pivot, hang their hats. They're like, yo, I need a hat right now to hang on this whole obstruction theory. Well, Barr said that there was some conflicting opinions about whether there was intent to obstruct or not. And here's the bottom line. During the report, according to what Barr was saying, Robert Mueller said the president sincerely believed that he was under attack by his political opponents. He was being harassed. He was being treated unfairly, and he was being lied on, and there was a whole bunch of leaks going on. So he has the right to come out and respond. And his response had nothing to do with shutting down the investigation. So if they're talking about, which we haven't read the report yet, but if they're talking about the president simply getting up in front of an audience and saying, this is a hoax, you mean to tell me that's obstruction? Huh? If they're talking about the president saying stuff like, hey, maybe you can find it in your heart, hopefully you can find it in your heart to let this thing go with Flynn. He didn't say stop this investigation or let Flynn go. None of that. If that's what they're talking about, I mean, if they're talking about firing the dirty cop, James Comey, in which Rod Rosenstein actually wrote the letter to, is that stopping the investigation? Is that some type of obstruction? If the president didn't do anything to actually halt the Russia investigation, there's no obstruction. He never told any of his people to not go and testify. He never said, when you get there, I need you guys to lie, even with dirty, nasty, foul, rat, stinking, what's his name? His lawyer, I forget his name. You know who I'm talking about. That bum who went out there and testified, and he couldn't even fix his lying lips to say that, yeah, the president told me to get up there and lie. It was like, well, I mean, it's always just, we all just simply know that our job is to lie, but he never told me directly to lie, which is a lie. That's the bottom line. He was lying too. Michael Cohen. Anyway, so without any evidence of an actual act to stop the investigation, didn't hold back any money, didn't put any time restrictions on the stupid investigation, didn't hold back any files. No, well, we're not giving you millions of documents. He gave them all those documents, didn't tell anybody not to go and testify, didn't pull executive privilege over anything, including the release of the Mueller investigation, which I'm sure is going to be some fallacious stuff in there too, that the Democrats are going to try to use to, let's take this little bit right here and try to, all of that stuff. Nothing was done to actually show an effort to halt, alter, change anything about the investigation. So now where's your efforts of obstruction? Unlike Hillary, who destroyed 30,000 emails. We still don't know where the server is. She was never under oath when she testified to the FBI. The people involved with her that all was a part of that mess got immunity deals for some reason. I guess that was just National Community Deal Day. The FBI was just giving them out. You know what? You're lucky. You came in on National Immunity Deal Day. So here you go. Here's one for you. I don't even know you, but come on over here. Here's one for you. So unlike Hillary, the bleach bit, all of her servers and cell phones smashed, all of those things. No, that's not obstruction, I guess. That's just a normal process that people go through when they're subpoenaed to hand over all those things. That's all that was. But here we have President Trump just simply being mad at the fact that he's been lied on for 2.5 years. He's been bashed in the media for 2.5 years. He hasn't been able to work on real important things and diplomatic relations with Russia because 2.5 years, if he says, hey, how you doing, President Putin, shakes his hand. Look at that. He shook his hand. There's some type of conspiracy. He must love Vladimir Putin. That handshake, it was a shake of love. That's what it was. Disgusting. Traitor. See, so now, you see all of this going on for 2.5 years. Will the Democrats finally shut their yaps? I'm sick of hearing their yaps. That's simple. And the liberal media need to be ashamed of themselves. When they come on TV, they need to come on with a sack over their face. We don't even want to look at their face. They need to have a potato sack right over their head talking about, hey, good evening, this is Don Lemon. I just want to start off by saying we finally confessing to being fake, phony news. We've embarrassed ourselves. Yeah, we just got up there for 2.5 years just bashing the president for no reason because our handlers told us to. Forgive us. But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to get up there and try to continue to spin this garbage, even though Barr laid it out beautifully today. Now, we do get a chance to see the whole report with the exception of the redactions. And, in my spare time, I'm going to try to read as much of it as I can. But because you know why I got to do that? Because if you don't, the dirty, nasty Dems and the funky, crooked liberal media will take little clips out of it, out of context, and try to put their spin on it. So I got to read the whole thing so that I can block. See, I got to be able to block all the fake blows they're throwing. Use my Chinese monkey, lizard, snake, dragon style to defend it. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Check me out every Wednesday night live on YouTube. We had a great time last night. Also, you can listen to my radio blog talk show. The links are in the bottom. If you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do that as well. Don't forget to check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. Click on the link, put my name in the promo code Kevin. and you'll get a 20% discount. And also don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button, and find me on Facebook and the Twitter. All the links are in the bottom. We will see you next time in Kevin's Corner, signing off. My last, feelings towards the whole Mueller investigation. May you rest in peace. I'm giving a eulogy. The Mueller investigation hung around for about 2.5 years. Harassed us all. Involved the dirty, nasty, crooked Democrats. And they partners, the funky, dirty, nasty, snagger-tooth, poop, stain, dumpster Jews. Liberal media. But I say, it's time to put this Mueller thing to rest. Can I get an amen? Amen. Except from the dirty Democrats. They don't want to say nothing because they just as crooked as the investigation. Anyway, God bless.